Hey, there we are.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. David Eon and the lovely Miss LadyPop Hunter here, as always, joining you on a Saturday evening. It's evening where we are, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, in the middle of nowhere, Georgia. Yeah, we were not here last week,
No.
and in a couple of weeks we won't be here because we'll be at the Toylanta. We'll be filming the Toylanta and doing our thing. I'll film a live walkthrough, and I'll do some other independent filming, and I'll probably split that live to so that I can make an independent video out of it. But we'll go, before we get flying here, and say hello to a few people. Obviously, Kane Munin is there, asking about pickups already. Renard is there. Who else? Saturday Morning Fan, Sea Dog, Stone Sour, and Out of Sight.
Yeah.
Robert's here thus far.
Yes.
As people are trickling in. We don't want to ignore you. We appreciate everybody who's able to join us for the chat and after the fact as well, because I know probably more people see this afterwards.
Kane Munins changed his thumbnail again.
Yeah, I think more people see this afterwards on the channel than during the live. Obviously, not everybody can make it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fine. We appreciate you anyway.
It's there for all eternity.
It's there for all eternity because it's YouTube.
Yeah, on the internet.
YouTube right now is number one. They are the number one. It's been in the news this week.
Yeah.
The number one media asset entity on Earth.
Yeah.
Number one media asset entity.
For everything.
For everything.
News, entertainment.
Yeah.
YouTube
streaming, anything, whatever it is.
YouTube is it. And it's all right. It's just that I hate how they have limited people. We shadow ban people, and stuff like that.
They threw people under the bus with COPPA way back in the day with their children's rules and restrictions.
Oh yeah,
that was a mess. So they just threw them to the wolves with COPPA and made up all these crazy restrictions that make no sense.
And I hate how they pick a side and they, and they allow videos and stuff to go through that I personally don't agree with. I don't want, and I don't like them coming up in my feed. Usually I ignore it, but if it's something that's just really bad, I'll block it and say, don't show this in my feed. Other than that, I just ignore it. But it's just annoying because if it's something that you believe in and you support, they take it down because it's not their agenda. Robert wants to know who said that. It's been in the media because they did an analysis of the major media companies. ABC, NBC, CBS, Disney, whoever, whatever, Netflix, and YouTube is so far ahead of all the rest of them, it doesn't even make sense. Yeah. And it's like she was saying, it's just kind of unfortunate. The thing that always bothered me about it was the algorithm aspect of it, because now the algorithm decides not only who sees what, but if it's seen at all. And back in the old days when you just put a video up, people saw it or didn't. Yeah. People did a lot better without some program deciding if it even gets looked at. I mean, that's just it seems petty. Yeah, and the part also that makes it sad is they're not a monopoly, but there's no real other platform that's as big. They have other platforms. There were two that were close, and Google bought them and shut them down. Yeah. And that was a few years ago. And they're what used to be, I don't know if they still use this phrasing, but back in the day, they used to refer to that as a business that was an 800-pound gorilla because you can't move it. Walmart is considered an 800-pound gorilla from that sense. And there's Rich joining us. Yeah, we weren't here last week, Rich. So you didn't miss anything. We couldn't do it. And the creator of Rainbow Bright just died. And Michael Halpern, He-Man filmation artist. Oh, wow, okay.
I'm with you there,
Yeah.
Kamian. I don't have any other social media. No
None of it
Facebook,
works.
TikTok.
Because you're supposed to share on other platforms to draw people in, and you know, which I have tried, but none of it works. Instagram doesn't work. Facebook doesn't work, and you can test that. And I have. There's I did that a couple of years ago where I had a video that was unlisted. I hadn't set it to public yet, and put it up on Facebook and shared it to different groups, and got like 172, 174 thumbs up and a bunch of comments, but the link had only been accessed like 7 times. And it's like, so you just thumbed up something without looking at it and kept going, basically. It didn't really bring anyone to the channel. And then of course I changed it from unlisted to public, and then that's when I got the views. But yeah, the other social media doesn't help, doesn't work.
I don't know. I'm not big into social media.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I see the appeal for people that like to stay connected and plugged in to what's going on. They like to have their finger on the pulse, as they say, of America and the world. I don't want my finger on the pulse of nothing. So I don't care for social media. I like YouTube because I can watch videos of stuff I'm interested in. I like to see music videos, toy and comic reviews, and like Robert says, murder mysteries and stuff like that. You know, other special interests. But I don't know. Sometimes I like YouTube. They actually got good movies on YouTube, but you got to watch so many ads.
Yeah.
So it's like. And Saturday Morning said Daily Motion tried to compete with YouTube, but didn't pass him. I never heard of Daily Motion. And Johnny is here. He's leaving the record DVD stores and driving.
Stone Sour doesn't see the super chat. Does anyone else see super chat on there? It shouldn't be interfered with. It should be working. I know if you're watching on LadyPop Hunter's channel, I don't think she has that.
Yeah.
But it should be on Open by Chance for sure.
Yeah.
So if anybody else sees that, please chime in there.
I don't have anything else on purpose, Robert. Because I don't want it. Because I had Facebook, and all people would put on, they were putting everything they do, like every step of the day. And I'm like, oh my God, how do you do that? And then MySpace, when MySpace was a thing, I had MySpace, but I had that for like a few months and Facebook for a few months. And then that was it. Because I didn't care. I watched a video of the girlfriend graffiti comic book.
I had put that up. That was a live stream we did a couple of years back with Chance Bartels, who is the original owner of that book. And he had a very different story to tell than what was circulated, or what is commonly circulated. And he had contacted me last week because there's more videos going up. It's doing the rounds again, I guess, because, you know, shows are coming up. It's summer, spring's coming up, and so it's starting to circulate interest about the book again. And a lot of it is misinformation. It's stuff that didn't happen, or it's half the story. And he said something, and I was like, well, you know, I could clip that out from our live stream and make an independent video out of it. And he was like, yeah, that'd be great. And so that's what that is. It is interesting to hear his perspective, instead of just the typical narrative that gets spun. Like the big one was that it's changed hands from one dealer to the next. It's only ever had 3 owners. The Chance, the comic shop he sold it to, which is still in Georgia. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, but I have talked to that dealer. That's how I confirmed that it was Chance's book in the first place. And then the guy that he sold it to, which is the guy that had it graded and still takes it around to shows. So it wasn't no dozens of dealers passing around for years and years. It's 3 owners. Okay. Stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Logic Blaster says he loves us. Well, thank you.
And do you think the Super 7 Micronauts are cool?
The Super 7, yeah, they look good. I like the card art on those.
I don't know. Are they doing those in O-ring now? I think they are. When they were 5 points, it's like, because it's 5 points. But now that they're doing them in O-ring, I think it's a lot more interesting because
Hank.
that's more
in a while.
that's more similar to how Mego originally made their Micronauts figures with a lot of articulation.
Okay. And there go Hank. He has the time to pop in. But yeah, things are, I don't think social media is ever going to go anywhere.
No, it's not going anywhere. It's foot's in the door too deep. The Pandora's box is open. Whether that's a good or a bad thing, I mean, it has its good and its bad aspects, of course. But I mean, it's all what you make of it or how much you can take of it also, because some of it's just, it can be toxic. You can't sit there. You can't sit there 16 hours a day flipping through Facebook. You lose your mind.
People do it. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
They do.
They do it at work all day. I'm like, how y'all gonna work? And because we'll have people, because at my job they do physical labor. I mean, digging ditches and stuff.
Yeah.
They'll stop for a second and check if they phone chime to say that they got a message on Facebook or Twitter or something like that. They will stop and look at it. And I'm just like,
how do you do that?
Will you be planning on getting the Battlestar Galactica?
No, the modern ones, no. I've got the first wave of the original Mattel figures, but I do not have wave 2 or I don't have wave 2 or any of the vehicles. Because of course, I'm mostly an in the box or on the card collector. But as far as the modern ones, they're too expensive. They look interesting, but I'm like, no, I can't afford that. And Rich wants to know how the cats are doing.
Oh, boy.
The cats are doing great. They're all happy and healthy. And although Daniel now, one of the indoor cats, some of you might remember Daniel, is calling a lot at night. Ever since Uncle Cat died, at night he's doing that thing, and that's like a call that in sort of cat language, that's like, where are you, or come here, because they do that to attract each other. And he's been doing that in the evening, and I'm wondering if he's wondering where the hell Uncle went. Aside from that, everybody is healthy and happy and normal.
Yeah, the toxicity of social media is very annoying, and I think there's no proof behind this. I just believe it, that it caused a lot of mental issues with people. Because I mean, before the real big blow up of social media, it doesn't feel like it was that much depression and anxiety and all of that before. At least you didn't see it in the commercials as much, and you didn't hear about it, and people weren't saying, oh, I hate my parents because they don't understand my feelings and all of that all over the news and stuff. So I don't know.
You didn't have that many incels either. People who, for those of you who aren't familiar with the term, people who they don't go anywhere. They sit at home in front of the computer all day, no actual human interaction at all, because they found a way to not have to deal with that. But then when it comes time to have interaction, they can't. They don't know what to do. It's sad. It's sad, really. You got to have a real life. You got to get out there and do things, anything.
You got to think for yourself and make your own decisions.
Have hobbies that aren't digital.
Yeah.
Una wants to know about Monkey Cat.
That damn cat, get on.
That's Daniel's cat. Okay. And I bottle fed that little brat, because he was, when they brought him to me, because he was a rescue, he was too young even to eat. And I bottle fed him, and he just ignores me. He follows Daniel everywhere, plays with Daniel all day, sleeps next to him. It's like, that's Daniel's cat, whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, YouTube, any of that stuff can be, depends on what you're watching though. Like the murder mysteries, I love those, but yeah, you got to kind of wind that back. You can't watch it all day, every day. But like I used to like watching the first 48 all day, and like Dateline and 48 Hours on ID and that kind of stuff. I love those shows. But YouTube got because you got more creators, so they make their own. But I like the ones where they actually interview the people that's involved. So I tend to watch those types more instead of just the one that giving you commentary on what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Logic Blast just said thinks 2020 wrecked people during the COVID era. You know where it really hurt young people too is because they learned they were wasting their time in school. So it's like, why bother? Now they have a huge problems with attendance ever since. Because when they did the digital learning, and we know a couple of people who are teachers, and one of them was telling us about that they would set up when they were forced to do digital learning. She'd have her screen open with 30 blocks for students. 8 of them would be on, and 5 of those, no one was on the screen. They would just turn the things on and leave. And because they figured out, well, what's the difference? It doesn't seem like I do anything in school anyway. So why bother to go at all? You taught them that the school was useless. That's great. Now we're really in trouble. But not that the public school was that great in the first place, but now they know it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now they know it for sure. Well, that's about as political as I want to get on here, because all that politics is toxic too.
Yeah.
It really is. And we just want to be nostalgic. And that's what this channel is all about. All the comic books and toys and video games and, old movies and TV shows, and even the commercials, man. You get super nostalgic for those commercials. It shocks me how some people, that's like a hot button for them, because, I do those blocks where I take vintage holiday specials. A lot of you guys have seen me do this, and I reinsert original commercials in the ad breaks so that it feels like you're watching it in the 80s or whatever. And I'll get people in the comments section that are like, you know what? I was watching it and it was great, and then such and such commercial came on, and I was like, oh my God. Yeah. It's amazing how those commercials can hit you. But that's what we do here. This is our fortress of solitude, as it were, where we just like melt away and forget the rest of the world for a little while.
Robert also likes watching ghost stories and haunted. I like that too. They have a show that came on. I think it was Discovery or A&E, or one of them shows. I mean, networks. A haunting. David hates when I watch that show. And it's about people that bought a house and now the house is haunted.
Oh, please.
And they have to get the paranormal people to come out, and they come and, they cast a demon out of the house and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, how do you find those people? Are they in the, I'm about to say in the phone book.
There ain't no phone book.
You Google them, but they always show up.
You must.
Yeah,
so
and they come to the house and cast out the demons.
There's a draft in your basement, or there's a loose floorboard somewhere. So you go online and you call some shyster who has a degree from bullshit university and haunted houses, and comes to, I can feel the spirits in this room right about here. My legs start trembling. Shut up. Those people crack me up.
Highlander and Care Bears are 40 years old
Care Bears,
this year.
the second film.
The second film is 40 years old.
That's our Saturday morning fan talking there. But anyways, I don't believe none of those people. I'm like, who was it? Scully or Mulder on the X-Files? One of them didn't believe in aliens, and the other one didn't believe in paranormal, even though they both saw them every week. All of it. You saw an alien, but you still don't believe it. And the other guy saw a ghost and still doesn't believe it on the show. And I'm like, that dynamic got frustrating after a few seasons. But whatever.
I like the Lizzie Borden story, and I've seen a couple of movies, because nobody knows how, if she really did kill the daddy or not. And I've seen a couple of movies and takes on it. It's kind of interesting.
Logic Blaster, wants to know if Mad Max has a future. I think Mad Max should have stayed in the 80s, and that they should not. Hey, Sylvan. And that they should not have rebooted it at all.
They're rebooting the Rockford Files.
I know. Chance Bartels, by the way, also is an actor.
Yeah.
And he's in it.
And he's nostalgic pod blasting.
Yes, he's nostalgic pod blast.
And he's the one that owns the angry girlfriend variant.
Or owned it.
Owned.
Yeah.
ED.
He had offered to purchase it back, and they won't sell it to him. Yeah, and basically the reason being that the lore around the book is more valuable than anything they could sell it for. Bringing it around to shows and showing it off and putting it on the wall. You know what I mean? And if anybody wants to buy it, they come up with some insane price that nobody's going to pay.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's an X-Files reboot.
They make a reboot of everything.
And it, most of that stuff, it doesn't need it, doesn't deserve it. It should be left. Even Rockford Files. I told Chance that too. I was like, oh, please don't tell me they're bringing that back.
Hey, Deke.
Deke says Fury Road was garbage. That Mad Max, the reboots. But I'm like, they could have taken those same stories and called it anything else, and it might be fine. But don't call it Rockford Files.
Yeah, because people are going to compare it.
Yeah, and then I guarantee you that the original James Garner 70s Rockford Files is going to be better. It's going to be better acted and better written.
No, they're making a sequel of Conan, calling it King Conan.
However, it will be Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, okay.
Revising the role from the previous 3 films, because they didn't call him out, but he was Conan in Red Sonja. So that he is revising the role as like a last hurrah kind of thing. So hopefully, I mean, because the first Conan was, I thought, brilliantly done. Even though there was very little dialogue, it didn't need it. It didn't need a lot of dialogue. You got a lot out of the action shots, a lot out of the cinematography, and just the mood. James Earl Jones, I've mentioned this before in an interview on the Carson Show, when he asked him what his favorite cinematic role was, he said it was being in Conan. He was like, the film's actually really well done if you look at it, if you pay close attention. He liked playing Thulsa Doom in Conan, the original film. And I was like, okay, because people would expect he'd say, voicing Vader, which he enjoyed doing, but he really liked being Thulsa Doom.
The new Supergirl movie is having a lot of issues. One issue is this is the 3rd time they had to get a new composer for the music.
They keep changing the music. The film's already shot.
Oh, is it? I thought that was in production.
No, it's already been shot. They've already shown trailers for it.
Yeah, but they show trailers for a movie and then it don't come out for 4 years. Now, we did see a new... Stone Sour said no super chats showing up on the chat.
Robert says he saw it.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
We did see a movie trailer today. God, I don't know the name of the movie. We've seen it twice. And it's actually a movie trailer that tells you what the movie's about. It's going to be in theaters, and it actually made me want to see the movie. It's a Steven Spielberg film. And it sounds like some aliens have invaded the earth and they're getting into people, and you can put on some kind of headset and you can, interact with people like holograms and stuff like that. It's kind of futuristic a little bit, like near future, I think. I know I'm not giving that a good plug at all.
Well, I mean, it looked like an actual film trailer is her point.
Yeah, but it made me really want to go see it. And I'm not going to the theater, but I'll wait until it come out on DVD and pick it up.
Okay.
Yeah. The biggest obstacle for Supergirl will be that it's part of the gun. Yeah.
Well, because people have gotten worn out with him already.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what are you going to do? It's a shame. But the trailer doesn't look good. It's going to be kind of like The Flash, where the only reason anybody wanted to go see that film was because they were bringing back the Keaton Batman. And in this film, the only reason anybody's going to want to see it is to see what the hell they do with Lobo. And it's not enough, because that's just a teaser. I'm willing to bet he's not going to be very involved. That's my opinion of it, but I'm willing to bet he's not going to be too involved in that film. And so people are just going to be disappointed in it.
Oh, Robert wants to see the
Wants to see
Mandalorian and
Grogu.
Guru. Go,
Guru,
whatever.
Grogu,
That thing.
baby freaking Yoda,
Okay.
baby Yoda. But that's what everybody thought it was. Oh, it's baby Yoda.
Yeah.
No.
And Funko made like 1 million pops of it.
Of course they did. Of course they did.
Yeah, now she's a drunk and everything like that.
How does I don't understand how a superhero gets drunk, but because
Iron Man was drunk.
Iron Man was a regular person inside of a suit.
That's right.
But I mean, a superhero is supposed to have like incredible healing ability. That's why I don't think Wolverine ever got drunk, right? Because his healing ability would prevent it. If I remember this correctly, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but when you're intoxicated, it's because the alcohol is actually poisoning you. That's what drunkenness is. That's how you get alcohol poisoning if you drink too much, because you override your body's ability to filter it.
Yes, Richard, disclosure day. Thank you. Y'all always figure out when I'm doing all this jumbling up movies and songs and stuff. Y'all always figure it out. Y'all are the best.
But
y'all can do my riddles
if
and trivia.
Supergirl has superpowers and has heightened healing ability, how could she get drunk unless there's something else going on I don't understand?
Well, from what I understood by something we saw, because she's in space, she's not near the yellow sun, so she doesn't have all of her abilities.
So how'd she beat up the whole bar?
Well, she got a little bit, because you remember she can't really fly, but she can fly like a little bit. That's what I'm just saying. That's what was on something we were watching. Robert is excited about Spider-Man and Batman 2. I'm excited about Batman 2. But that's what was said, and one of the things we were watching, that she didn't have her full abilities because she wasn't by the yellow sun. So she got like limited abilities.
Yeah. I don't know how any of that is supposed to work, but
yeah, I'm whatever. With you, Sylvan. Sylvan says they get worried when they hear the word reboot. It seems that it's now being used about using the reboot to dump one's personal agenda. I may be wrong. It's my biased opinion.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Munin says Tony Stark, brilliant man with a bad vice. It's part of what made him human. Yeah, he had flaws. Even when they portrayed him in the films, he had flaws. Even Doctor Strange had flaws, and you could appreciate that. He was a real arrogant prick. He lost his abilities as a surgeon because he wasn't paying attention and had an auto accident, and then became the Sorcerer Supreme. Still a little smug, but he earned it. You know what I mean?
Deke says Disclosure Day looks promising. It does. Like I said, I saw the trailer today. It gave you enough information without completely spoiling the plot, but it gave you enough of the plot that you say, man, I'm interested in actually seeing that. And I was sitting there shocked and amazed that an actual trailer was on TV. Oh, Saturday morning said that Superman did get drunk in Superman 3.
Yeah, Superman 3 was also a terrible film.
Oh, come on now. You can't use that as an excuse for why he got drunk.
Film.
Was he drunk for real, or was he pretending to be drunk?
I don't know. That's when Superman split in two. And then and that was also starring Richard Pryor.
How you split?
And Richard Pryor was trying to be funny and slapsticky through the whole film, and it's like, oh, this is pitiful. It was pretty badly done. But anyway, wow. What are you gonna do?
Richard says Wolverine has been depicted as drunk in the comics, though it's rare. While his healing factor typically burns off alcohol almost immediately, keeping him sober, intense emotional distress.
Yeah, well. But yeah, I'm not interested in it. Yeah, Robert says it. Not interested in seeing Supergirl. I don't think they could do it much more than ruin it. I didn't see the last Superman. Really not interested in seeing it based off of the even just the trailers. And I don't care what other people had to say about it. I know it got panned pretty hard, but you know, just off of what I saw, I was like, no, this doesn't look the least bit interesting. I think they really ruined it, and they're going to ruin. They're going to ruin probably also Green Lantern here, because that new show is coming out, and one of the heavy emphasis for the new Green Lantern show is, man, there's a lot of foul language in it, and I'm like, oh, this is how we make it for an adult audience. Just everybody cusses all day. I don't like when they do that in TV shows and movies.
Now I saw the trailer for that. If it wasn't called Green Lantern, it looked like it would be a nice detective crime drama. Because it didn't have any, well, it's not called Green Lantern, it's called Lanterns, but we all know what that means. But it didn't have any Green Lantern-like characteristics.
Listening to the director talk about it doesn't give you much hope. We took green out.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve. We took green out because, I mean, Green Lanterns, what does that mean? And he has like a magic ring or something, so we're trying to avoid that. What?
How do you avoid
and it's not a magic, and it's not magic. It's not a magic ring. Okay?
How do you avoid the ring? That's the whole about the Green Lantern. That's the everything about him is the ring.
And he imagines things and whatever, and they have actual physical uniforms instead of the ring projecting a mock uniform to disguise him. They took away a lot, and I'm like, what are you trying to do? You don't understand what Green Lantern is, and you think no one else does either, so you're trying to chop up the canon.
So why not just make a detective show and leave Green Lantern out? If you want to give those actors a job, give them a job. Let them play that role as somebody else.
Because they're trying to hijack a DC, an existing DC crowd. Same as they do with all these other things when they reboot stuff.
How has that, and I know we talk about this every week, it's starting to get kind of redundant, but it hasn't worked yet. They haven't hijacked one property that I can think of, and if I'm wrong, please throw it down there. They haven't hijacked one property yet that has like been better and it's really taken off.
I'm going to challenge you on that one, Saturday Morning Fan, because I read that issue. Galactus got drunk in an 80s Hercules comic and took off his helmet. No, he started laughing at Hercules, sat down, took the helmet off, and it was actually, he was trying to poison him, if I remember correctly. And Galactus sat down and took the helmet off and laughed and spared them because he thought it was amusing that Hercules would even attempt it, considering who he was. That's why. Yeah. If I remember correctly, that's what it was, because I read that one.
Do a detective chimp show.
Hey, they did. Don't you remember?
Who?
Secret Chimp.
Oh.
Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp. But that was in the 60s. That was a 60s Saturday morning show.
Okay. Slipknot talks to
Snot Lips.
Oh, Snot Lips.
Ew.
Yes. Cobra Kai, you are right.
Yes.
You are right. But that wasn't a reboot, but they resurrected it. But they did a great job. They did. Okay.
And they listened to the fan base, and they came up with a series that played off of a lot of the speculation fans had for decades after the film series ended, and that's why it worked, because everybody could relate to it.
But my thing, going to what K Munin is saying, why take the green out of Green Lantern? It serves no purpose. I see they're bent on destroying another franchise. Why destroy the franchise? Just leave it alone. Don't talk about it. Walk away. Turn your back on it. Close your eyes. Put it in a closet. Don't acknowledge it. Cancel it. Since we live in the world of cancel culture, instead of just totally destroying something, just give it no attention. You know, and that's another thing, going back to social media, we talked about a little bit before. in protest. But anyway, I'm not going to go down that road. But just leave it alone. Just walk away. Don't destroy
you
it.
have the option of not watching something or not.
Yeah, I mean, granted, if I look at it and see it or hear some commentary, I'm like, nah, that ain't nothing I want to see. So I walk away, I ignore it, don't give it any attention. Like today, we saw the trailer for Disclosure Day. That looked good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole new, I ain't gonna say franchise, but a whole new thought, a whole new concept that somebody made up, and now they put it out there. It looks fairly well from what I saw, and now I want to see it. So they always get people that know nothing about the characters. But you know, it
That's
was
what Robert says there.
one of those, I can't remember. I think it was Marvel. They purposely hired writers that knew nothing about the comic or the characters,
Yeah.
and didn't want to know nothing about
That
it.
seems
They
to be the
wanted
thing,
that.
because that came up with the new Star Trek show too, where the person said it's Star Trek for people that don't like Star Trek. Then don't do Star Trek. Yeah, I mean, you got Star Trek and you don't want to write Star Trek, and you're going to make it as un-Star Trek as possible, is what you're basically saying. What are you doing? Go work somewhere else.
Sylvan is asking the room a question. Speaking of alcohol, in the early Spider-Woman comics, she had an anti-poison toxic factor. So she was unable to get drunk. Can anyone confirm this? I read it in one issue.
I don't remember, actually. I don't remember. So
it was Hercules and Star Wars.
Oh yeah, because he was in space, that's right. Yeah, Justice League 2 says Rich. I don't care.
Are they bringing everybody back?
I don't know if I want
like
to see
Henry Cavill. I thought I like Henry Cavill, but I thought he was good as Superman.
Mm-hmm.
The people hijacking these properties need to stay as far.
Oh, anime is next.
There it is next. So you better be ready for that game unit.
You know they'll try to do live action anything, anime. So yeah, you got a problem.
Nostalgic for the 70s.
Hey, David is here. He says his wife likes my crown.
Oh, elsewhere a movie. No, I hope you're not telling the truth.
No.
DC also has Crimson Avenger. They could make a detective show on.
Incredible.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
Well, what are you
Pastor Rick is running late. Hey, Pastor
glad you could make it today.
Rick.
Glad you could make it today. So Rich says they like the One Piece live action. I could never get into the anime of One Piece because my son used to watch it and I watch it with him and I'm like, what is this? I never could really get into it. I've never seen the live action. Maybe the live action is good. I don't know. So, what are you going to do? It is what it is.
Like the CW shows, Arrow was basically Batman. Flash had a team. Flash never had a team.
Okay.
But the CW shows were Starfleet Academy would have been perfect for the CW because they had a lot of teenage soap operas on the CW.
Basically, that's all it is.
Yeah. And that's what Starfleet Academy is. Mm-hmm. And that's what the CW was like known for, or they just did well with teenage soap operas. What did y'all think about the Master of the Universe trailers? Are y'all going to go see it?
Hank wants to know. We actually did a review of the trailer and a video not too long ago. At least it tells a story. So if you're watching it, you know what it is. That's the first thing that we liked. Didn't care for all the CGI, but it's kind of unavoidable. And I did like the idea that Adam knows who the hell he is. He's not like clueless, like, what? You mean I'm a prince? And we got to go through that whole freaking routine. And that people are complaining that they said, why does it have to be on Earth? There is an Earth connection with Eternia, and it starts on Earth and moves to Eternia, not the other way around. So, yeah, we're interested in seeing it anyways.
They're making Spider-Man noise with Nicolas Cage.
But there's no way I'm gonna buy a popcorn bucket. I'm paying $80 for a popcorn bucket. I don't care what it looks like. Pastor Rick made a donation to the channel, says a little something for the kiddie pool, and God bless. Thank you very much, Pastor Rick, of course, helping us out with our shelter cats.
Yes.
Of which we are currently juggling 20.
Yeah.
Oh, there's only 4 in the house.
Yeah.
But the rest are in the outdoor shelter, and they're doing great, especially with the warm weather coming. The ones that'll go in it, because the other strays from around the neighborhood that showed up, the new ones, won't go in there, even though they're trying to interact with the existing group. But yeah, they're doing great, and we appreciate any help.
Voltron movie moved to 2027, so not this year
Oh
anymore.
boy. Another setback.
Nah, they got to make some corrections, some changes.
I heard that, Robert. A Spider-Man Noir with Nicolas Cage. That's the all-black spy. That's like the
black and white.
The Spider-Man.
Hey,
the
David.
Spider-Man that looks like the Shadow.
I never seen a Spider-Man.
He has like the black fedora and pistols, and he's kind of wild. Yeah, Blue Splash joining us.
Because Nicolas Cage old.
He would have to be. Yeah, because Nicolas Cage is he's not going to pass as a teenager. Oh, I don't know.
No matter how much makeup.
I don't know. Steve McQueen sure did pull off being
in the Blob.
In the
that
original
man was
Blob.
like 50 years old, being 18.
I'm tired of you kids drag racing around here. The sheriff.
Yeah.
And there's Steve McQueen. Get off my back, old man. And Steve McQueen looks like he's about 56 in the seat of his car.
It's like how they couldn't find a teenage actor that time. Oh, come on. They just really wanted Steve McQueen to be in a movie.
It's not a good film either. It's pretty campy.
It's
campy.
Yeah, it was campy. It wasn't bad though.
The remake, and this is when you do a remake. I've talked about this before, because people are like, oh, well, the Blob was a remake. The 80s Blob is much better.
Yeah.
The 80s Thing is much better than the 50s version.
Pod people, what's the name of the one? I can never remember that.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers. This, as well as the reboot of the Triffids, Day of the Triffids, as a 5-episode BBC miniseries. Much better than the original Day of the Triffids. Okay, so they took a film that was okay and made it really good. Okay, the Thing is a great comparison. The 80s Thing, really excellent film. The 50s one, it's okay, campy, fun to watch, but not a blockbuster. What they do nowadays is take a film that was a blockbuster and reboot it
and ruin it.
They screw it over. Go back. There's a million films. Go find one that was mediocre. 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, that had potential and didn't quite make it. Reboot that and make improvements.
Custom guy say you're wrong. He challenged that. 78 Invasion is not better.
Okay, that's okay. If you like that one better, that's fine.
Now, the one from the 2000s with Daniel Craig was awful.
Daniel Craig sucks anyway.
No. We've already seen Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider. How hard is it to find a new actor that doesn't belong in a retirement home?
He was Ghostbuster in both films.
He was Ghost Rider, not
Ghostbuster. He could be a Ghostbuster. They could bring him in as Nicolas Cage will act in anything, because he needs to maintain that lifestyle. He's one of those guys that has to keep going because he's got an insane lifestyle. He's going to end up like Mickey Rourke. Ooh, yeah, Mickey Rourke.
I've seen a lot of the Nicolas Cage movies, and they're not bad. But I also like Steven Seagal movies too.
Well,
I love watching
Steven Seagal is fine until you hit the mid-90s.
I like him in the mid-90s and the 2000s.
Then when you move on into the 2000s, when you get to fat hair plug Steven Seagal,
I like that one.
You got problems.
because he can't act anymore. He just
Oh
he's
no.
kind of like his karate, because his aikido is like him doing this because he has to waddle, and he's wearing like 15 jackets, so you can't tell how fat he is.
That's not true. I never saw him when he was on Cops though. You know he was on Cops
Yes.
for a while. I never saw the Cops episodes, but I know he was on Cops for a while, maybe a season or two. I don't know how often, but I know he was on there. And then he's been on YouTube recently, doing videos of him doing martial arts, and people was talking about how fat he is and everything. I thought that was pretty mean.
Yeah, Robert, the whole story with Mickey Rourke is really weird. And I do know a lot about it, actually, because I've read a lot about it. And apparently,
he was the one that played the wrestler, right?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
And he was Oscar nominated for that too.
That was
he's a good actor. He's a good actor, but he's also really nasty to people, and he also has a massive spending problem. And he also has a bad attitude when it comes to promotions of any kind.
Really?
His manager has been paying for everything for him for years.
What?
He is so broke and has such bad credit. He cannot get a bank account. He cannot get credit cards. He can't get anything. And the GoFundMe that he refused. Who
refuses GoFundMe free money?
The manager set it up really to try to help themselves, because they didn't want to have to pay for anything else, and he refused it. Because the manager has paid for his storages, has paid for his food, has paid for him, now that he's been officially evicted from the apartment, is paying for his hotel. And he has been getting offers for the last few years for independent films, for commercials, for voice acting. He will not take the jobs. He will not take anything that does not pay at least $240,000 a day. He refuses. If it's not that much, F off. And he's really nasty about it. And the manager's been trying. And it's like, dude, you're screwed. You're being evicted from your apartment. You can't have a bank account. Just take anything. People are offering you parts, and he won't take them because I know what kind of star I am. I'm worth X amount, and won't do it.
Well, you got to build back up.
There's something really wrong with that guy. And I'll just hang that there, and you can look the stories up for yourself and see what I've been reading. And it's a shame. I know he had a lot of alcohol problems, and maybe something's wrong with him. You know,
The Day the Earth Stood Still, that was the one with Keanu Reeves, right? Was that the one? Okay, yeah, I saw that.
That was the remake. Sylvan didn't like that reboot.
No, I thought it was okay, but then I don't think I saw the original. So I think that's all I saw. I don't feel like I did see the original, but I'm not sure.
Pop
Hey,
culture,
Pop Culture, how you
Chaos
doing?
is here from Australia.
Yeah.
Glad to be here. What part of Australia? I've been to Australia.
I was in Australia.
I was in Kensington, New South Wales.
I used to want to go to Australia.
If you've been there, there's a Batman Street.
Oh yeah.
There ought to be a comics shop on it.
Why?
Because it's Batman Street. Yeah, Robert feels bad for Mickey. He was good when he was younger.
And then he had all that face surgery, plastic
and he messed himself up. Well, Bruce Willis was really sick though, and he's now completely gone. His mind is gone.
He has some kind of rare form of like dementia. That lady has it too. Wendy Williams. She has it too. The same type as Bruce Willis, where you can't discern language and you can't speak and all kind of weirdness.
Yeah. So he's no longer able to speak, and he does not understand when people speak to him.
Yeah.
And that can get scary. When we worked in mental health, I had one of my clients at the facility was like that. He couldn't discern language or communicate, and he could become extremely violent out of frustration. You know, he was very hard to deal with him. And so that must be very hard on the family.
Yeah.
That must be very hard.
I think I read something a few weeks ago that they were putting Bruce Willis in a nursing
He's
home.
in hospice
or
because the family can't work with him anymore.
Yeah, and then the people was slamming the family, and it's like, don't slam the family if you have never been through that.
Yes.
You know, because well, I'm not going to say that's not an easy decision, because some people, they can't wait to get their parents in the nursing home.
They don't care.
They glad.
When you do care, it's hard.
Yeah.
When you get to a point with your loved one that you're like, God, I can't help you.
Yeah, it's no more I can do.
Yeah.
And you know, you can't afford to quit working.
Yeah.
And stay with them. And I know when I was growing up, our grandmother stayed at home. It was a lot of people in the neighborhood that just stayed home. They didn't work. The men went out and worked.
Yes.
So when somebody got sick, they always stayed home because somebody was there to watch them. But that day and time is long gone.
Yeah.
That ain't here no more. How does an actor not hire someone that could help?
A lot of them, apparently.
Yeah.
That's how many of them end up on the autograph circuit, because they're dead broke.
Yeah, Richard. I've seen pictures of him when he was younger. He was considered a heartthrob. And now you see pictures after the surgery. He looks awful.
Yeah, Blue. We
talked about that earlier.
That Schwarzenegger's revising Conan here. And apparently he's also thinking about doing Commando 2, according to Saturday Morning.
Really?
The first one, I don't know if that's something you can sequel. It was a fun movie. It's not a brilliant film, but Commando's still fun to watch. It is.
Robert, stars going bad. Well, you can't put Bruce Willis into that now because he is legitimately sick.
Yeah.
So
he's mentally ill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steven Seagal. No, Steven Seagal is great.
Pop culture's in Sydney, and he says Kensington has changed. A lot of high-rise apartment buildings now. Wow, ruining the landscape. It rained a lot when I was there.
G.I. Joe Dave.
Yeah, straight from the pit, he says. Have you gotten any more 80s G.I. Joe editions lately? Not recently. The last things that I got G.I. Joe related, he gave to me.
For your birthday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in December.
That was amazing. I can show you the figure that she got me.
I got you 2 figures, didn't I?
2 figures? You got me. The other figure that you got me was a mini
knockoff,
a mini jumbo Machinder.
No, it wasn't. Quit trying to pretend like I did the right thing. I thought it was a Machinder.
My heart.
I thought it was one of them My Zinger things, and it wasn't.
Oh, it wasn't, but it's still really cool. It was still really cool. We filmed it.
We did film it. He's going to go get it right now. William Shatner is still up and running. Him and Dick Van Dyke is almost 100 years old.
Dick Van Dyke just turned 100.
David said Dick Van Dyke just turned 100. So, I mean, they still going real strong. Got my VIP ticket. Yay! We'll be there in 2 weeks. Great. Make sure you stop, wave, talk to us, and do all of that right there.
They're going to be at the toilet.
David. Yeah, David's going to be there.
Okay. This is the figure that she got me.
Yeah.
And that's the leather neck, mint on the card. See, real nice example. And you know, I love the raw era Joe. I love all of them. I'll go on everything from like 64 to 94. Seriously, G.I. Joe, I'm a fan of, including the raw era, which was huge. Actually, it was huge for Hasbro. But and in particular with the raw era Joes, I was always more so fond of the ones that had a traditional military look, as opposed to some of the more wild incarnations.
See, Richard know the name of that
he remembers. Yes, the Dartan.
Dartan 3.
Yes.
See, Richard knows.
This is it. And this is it. It was on the wall right behind me there. The Dartan 3, which is a die cast. And this is a lid box, so I can pull that up and show
Michael Caine is 93. I like Michael Caine.
See?
Yeah, I thought that was one of those Mazinger things.
What she thought was that it was Shogun Warriors from Mattel.
Yeah.
And it's not. But I don't care. This is fine.
Yeah. It looked like it to me. I don't know.
It's from the era. Well, this is a little later, I think, but it's from the era.
G.I. Joe Dave says, Leatherneck 1986, beautiful. Love the M16A1 that he came with, the weapon that he came with.
Yeah, over and under with the grenade launcher.
Yeah. Which anime I've watched. Oh, Richard said he watched that anime.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think you tried to pull it up and you couldn't find one that was dubbed.
Oh, yeah. So it's a bunch of anime on Tubi, but they're not dubbed, and I'm not reading subtitles. I'm not gonna do that. I'll read it for a second, but not a whole season of shows or not even a movie. I'm not doing all that. So we didn't watch it, but I did pull that up. It's on Tubi, but again, it's in what, Japanese?
Yes.
So not doing
it
that.
would be Japanese. And I know Cam Union asked way in the beginning, because they always do before we even open up, if there was any recent pickups.
David's been picking up a lot of a raw era G.I. Joe.
It's a fun line. It is.
And
it's a fun line.
Robert still thinks Wonder Woman is sexy, even though she old as
Linda
dirt.
Carter. I picked these up.
When you got that?
You don't know?
No.
This came from Value Village.
Oh, that's what you got?
Yeah,
I saw you pick up something, but that looked evil.
It's not. It's not. It's not.
Oh my God.
See if anyone knows what these are.
Nobody knows what that is.
Does anybody know what these are without cheating and using Google?
Mm-mm.
They're from the 70s.
Oh, hold on. Let me move it so people can see.
See, does anybody know what these are?
No, they look awful.
You know who would love this?
Who?
Martin from Retroville. This would be right up his alley. Actually, who knows what these are and why I would just go ahead and snatch these up from the thrift store without even giving it a thought. Anybody recognize these? They look familiar, and they're not trolls. It's not troll dolls, because I know that would be a lot of people's first guess is, not traditional.
Oh no,
not traditional trolls, which are pop culture.
No.
So she's shorter. Oh boy, pop culture was saying it was them and him and his wife.
Aren't they from the movie Trilogy of Terror?
No,
it's not.
You're thinking of the Headhunter doll.
Yeah.
From Trilogy of Terror, and there is an action figure. 1-to-1 scale of that printed.
Look what Trevor said.
What is it?
Lady Elaine Fairchild.
Oh, not poor Lady Elaine. That is quite a schnoz that she has there, though. Look at that.
Richard says it's ugly troll dolls.
They are.
Okay, K-Munin.
Oh no. They are Norforms.
What is that? It was that wood?
Yeah, they are. They are Norform figures made in Norway in the 1970s. And this is one of those weird things that you would buy in like the drugstore along with Smurfs and all that other stuff. Because Smurfs, that's where I always saw them when I was a kid. I didn't see them in regular stores. They were always in the drugstores. But those kind of weird novelty toys. Or like those the Russ Berry plastic statues, where they'd have a phrase on the bottom of the plaque, Father of the Year or whatever. These are the Norform trolls with like a patch of hair glued on. No, it's not real hair, and they are worth more than the couple of bucks they wanted for them.
No, Robert, we wouldn't keep it at all. We wouldn't even let it in the house.
I don't even think Johnny would want one. MIB, because he's been asked about that, and he said he doesn't want that. He's afraid. He's afraid of that. But yeah, I grabbed them because I knew what they were. Also, I had a real unique find and actually it was LPH who spotted it and pointed it out to me.
Oh yeah, I was shocked.
I was too.
He's gonna go get it right now.
Yes.
Let's see. Pop Culture says Smurfs here in Australia are sold at BP service stations, and I only ever saw them in Toy World, and that was it.
Mm-hmm. Smurfs are awesome. I always loved the Smurfs. Look well, she pointed it out. But
it was at Value Village.
It was at Value Village.
A Savers.
So, yeah,
whatever.
Same difference.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Oh, watch out. I don't think I can get the whole box in there. There we go.
Oh, yeah. Johnny gonna call me out. What are you talking about? You watch silent movies with...
There you go.
Yeah, I did.
She did.
I did. And I was shocked that I watched it. But it was so good. And I could tell what was going on. And then it wasn't subtitles. You saw the picture, then the words came up. So you wasn't reading and not watching. That's the part I hate about subtitles. How do you watch the movie when you're sitting there reading it?
You gotta read fast.
I don't read fast. I read slow. No Chucky dolls, no voodoo dolls, no ventriloquist dolls and puppets and all of that mess. They got evil spirits in them.
They might. And this is from the Play School Familiar Places series, which famously had the McDonald's. They did the McDonald's, they did Holiday Inn, they did Texaco gas station, they did they had a ranch, they had Yellowstone Park, they did God, I'm trying to remember. They did a fire station, Familiar Places. And this is the Holiday Inn. This is a tough set to find, especially with the box.
It complete, because I actually bought him this for, I don't know, Christmas, birthday, something
some years ago.
But it wasn't complete.
So,
but I got it anyway.
So maybe we can combine them.
Yeah, combine the two and make it as complete as possible. See, now you got Sylvan terrified. I can't unsee that. They just got the Santa Claus out of their head. Now you're gonna put that
just right there.
Yeah. And Custom God agrees about the subtitles, because if you're reading the subtitles, you're not watching the movie, because you can't do. Well, I can't anyway. Yeah, see, Johnny, they show you the picture, you watch that, then they move to the words, and the words stay up there long enough for you to read it.
The Holiday Inn set is fantastic, the design, because inside the hotel rooms, they actually have a sink, a bathtub, and a little toilet for the action figures.
Yeah. No, not even the Talking Tina, because that Talking Tina should have got thrown out.
Talkie Tina.
Should have got thrown out.
To be incinerated.
Yeah. Our Value Village puts toys in bags and charges a high price for the bag, and plush that was 50 cents 2 years ago cost $10. Yeah.
Saturday morning, I see on Facebook all the time pictures of people showing bags that they got from Value Village that are full of like vintage Star Wars figures, vintage G.I. Joes, vintage this and that. And I'm like, bullshit. Because I have never seen any of anything valuable in any of those bags at Value Village or Savers or any of those places. Goodwill, nothing. This, that's probably one of the best finds I've had since the 90s. In the 90s, I used to go to thrift stores. I find stuff all the time because people weren't hunting for toys then. There weren't, you know how like now they have all these flippers out there that go and they scan everything. You see them in the stores scanning every book with their phone, scanned in every CD with their phone.
Yeah, the records.
Yeah. You didn't have that in the 90s. I could go and I could find great stuff, crazy stuff for cheap as hell. And you don't have that anymore. But in the modern era, that's one of the best finds I've had.
Steven want to know if you have the Screaming Demon toy from 71.
I do not have that. I do not have that. I've got Grey Gory, the vampire bat, which is something similar.
No, Johnny, they need to go ahead and dub that and watch it.
Oh, yeah.
That's too much.
Modern Godzilla.
Yeah. Can you imagine I send you the trilogy of Terror Doll, Chucky, and Talking Tina? You have nightmares. No, we won't.
But we'll display
it
it
won't come. It won't even come in the house.
We don't have a lot of horror. We don't really do horror though.
No, I don't know. Yeah. When it comes to dolls, I don't know. It's just kind of different.
Yeah.
Talkie Tina, voiced by Rocky and Granny Vajun
Foray.
Okay. I've heard that Rocky voice around a couple
Yeah.
times. Oh,
I remember. Yeah, Johnny talking about Jimmy Hart. Yes, he was in a band.
oh, was he?
So was Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, he was like a guitarist in the band.
No, we do not have any of their vinyl.
We saw the documentary on Bobby the Brain Heenan today. That was pretty good. Seen a guy show a minty fresh Mad Balls Gold Eater his friend found at Goodwill, which is $500
Mad Ball, says Blue Splash. Yeah, if he did. I mean, that's the thing. You don't know. You don't know. It's social media. Who knows if they actually found something there?
Every time somebody said they found something at Goodwill, David's like, no, you didn't.
Yeah, because I've never seen anything in the modern era. It's so depressing. I don't even want to go.
We happened to go by Value Village Friday, I think it was. We had to go to Home Depot, and it's right next door. So like, oh, while we're here, may as well
take a look.
And found that.
Yeah,
it was up there.
Especially because we're going to Home Depot, obviously, because we're still in the middle of our construction project. We're moving right along because this is room 1, media lounge, and then the next room is just the second room is toy room 1, and so toy rooms 2 and 3 are under construction now. That we have the opportunity finally to do it. No, I don't have any Boglins Saturday morning fan. They'd be decomposing practically by now, anyways.
Isn't Boglins like
it's
got
that
furry?
rubber puppet? No, it's that. It's that like silicone puppet. A
Oh,
lot of them didn't last very long or hold out very well over the decades. But so we've got the framing is all done. Obviously, the sheetrock is up. The rooms are painted. Both rooms, not just one. Both rooms are painted, and we've started the drop ceiling. So one room has the drop ceiling up, and so now we're going to move into the next room with the drop ceiling, and then of course there's the next stages are flooring, border. And then we can start putting up slat walls.
Gotta get them lights put in there.
Yeah, the lights. Yeah, lights. And then when the slat walls are up, we can start filling the rooms. So we're getting there.
Yeah, the Bobby Heenan story was really good. His death,
Johnny says,
they had to remove his jaw.
Pretty much, yeah. He's a mess.
The Gentrys. What year did that come out? That name sounds familiar. The Gentrys. That sounds familiar.
Rich says he found a Shogun Warrior Godzilla for 15. Wow.
And talked him down to 8. That's good. Was he complete?
No kidding. Yeah.
Even if it wasn't complete, that's still good. We have 2 mom and pop thrift stores, and they do sell toys at cheap and don't seem to check prices, but big stores,
put stuff on eBay.
Yeah.
Salvation Army and Goodwill and all of them have eBay accounts.
They have eBay accounts, and Goodwill has an auction website.
Auction.
Yeah.
Pop culture wants to know, Boglins made from the same stuff like Mad Balls? No, Mad Balls are made from some kind of like a compressed foam, like Nerf products, old Nerf products, not modern ones. And then the Boglins were some kind of like rudimentary silicone with a lot of stretchy flexibility to it, and they didn't hold up well.
No, I haven't done it yet. I got to get the shelf ready. Yeah,
and plus, I mean, we're real hung up. Robert's asking about because Robert sent us a care package a couple weeks back, and we did a film of that. We did a video with some stuff in it, but we haven't been able to mess with it yet because we're trying to get the rooms situated first.
Was the Boglins a TV show? A cartoon, I mean?
I know. Geez, I don't remember. I don't remember actually. But yeah, they did. They re-released or they made new ones. And because they were selling them on Big Bad Toy Store.
Oh, David's been going on Whatnot and buying figures, but I've been staying away from it somewhat lately because a lot of the stuff people lie about complete figures and get it in hand and it's not complete.
That's a shame.
I know a lot of people use it for comics. I went on the website once, but they won't let you see anything if you don't have an account set up.
Yeah.
So I just went away. I was just curious as what all of the things that they sell. Because the only time I heard about it, everybody sold comics, but I was watching comic channels. So they went on there specifically for comics and said that they got some good deals. But then you hear the horror stories. They didn't get their comics. The comics wasn't what they were showing in the auction and all of this.
You got to be careful, basically. Buyer beware.
The Gentry's first album was in the 65. Keep on Dancing. The Gentry's also released. That sounds familiar. I got to see if I have that because that sounds very familiar. Madballs was a
cartoon. Blue Splash says. Okay, and so did Pop Culture there. But I don't remember it. I'm assuming that it was a Saturday morning cartoon, probably just 12 or 13 episodes, something like that. But yeah, I can't remember all of them. I didn't watch every Saturday morning cartoon. But what are you going to do?
No Boglin's cartoon. Okay.
Okay. No Boglin's cartoon for you. Denied. But that's quite all right. Whoa. What did you hit there?
I hit something.
It's all right. I got it. Robert's talking about the roundup that we just did yesterday. He says, I got that. The Robotech Battle Pod you show with the figure. I think they were trying to make them in the scale with the 3-0 Veritech figures. Possibly. I just thought that they were terribly expensive. You know, it's like they were they're really interesting looking and they look true to the animation. But I'm like, God, $60 a pop for figures, 4.5-inch action figures, $65 a pop or $60 a pop plus tax and shipping. I'm like, God, I can't do it. And the battle pods at around $200 a piece. And yeah, again, I would rather go back and get the original Matchbox because there was 2 companies that did them. Who was it? TriStar? Somebody had them before Matchbox, but the cards and the figures are identical. They just changed the name. But they're not expensive. They're really not expensive. I think even the vehicles are still fairly reasonable. And I'd rather go back and get the vintage ones. You know how I am with all of that stuff. I always default to vintage. I like looking at the new product. I like looking at the new action figures. I enjoy it. I'm curious about it like most people. But as far as going out and buying that stuff and investing in it, rarely would I ever consider it. Rarely would I ever consider it anymore. And I used to be more into it, but I backed off quite a bit because it's getting more and more expensive. And I find myself more disappointed with their conditions overall. It is what it is. As Robert says, if you were to get a Michael Jackson, who would you get? Beat It, Thriller, or Smooth Criminal?
Which one?
That's a tough one.
You mean action
Which of
figure?
those? Yeah.
Oh God, Smooth Criminal one.
You think so? You think it would be Smooth Criminal?
Well, I never saw Beat It or Thriller.
Well, you know what he looks like. I mean, you'd have to.
Well, yeah, but I saw the Smooth Criminal one. They're pretty expensive.
Yeah, the Queen Studios. Oh boy, yeah.
That other company made it too. You remember you showed the Queen? Then another company made it just a little bit cheaper.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
that sounds right. But yeah, all 3 of those would be interesting. You know, what would be a fun one is a Thriller with Michael Jackson as the zombie.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
I
think that would be really interesting. But yeah, the Smooth Criminal
when he's leaning
look is pretty good. It's actually pretty good.
Madball's cartoon was from Nelvana Studios, who did Care Bears and Rock and Rule.
Okay.
Robotech is very expensive.
Yeah, of course. And this Pop Culture saying it's a Robotech you're talking about from Toynami. Yeah, was it Toynami and then Matchbox originally? I know somebody had it before Matchbox, and the cards and the figures are the same.
They merged Robotech and Exo Squad together.
That's true. towards the end there in the 90s. Playmates did that. She's got I think almost a full run of the original Playmates, but not the Robotech stuff. Not the Robotech stuff, but the original Playmates, yes.
Yeah.
Which is
that's what we were just saying.
Which is probably some of the best stuff, because Playmates was doing really well in the 90s. They had some great franchise properties, but I think that the Robotech is probably some of their best work. Those figures and play sets and vehicles, some of their best work. Because they also had they had Ninja Turtles, which a lot of people really like the Ninja Turtles, of course, and Toxic Crusaders and Earthworm Jim, stuff like that. But for playability and figure design and all of that, probably their best stuff was, I would say, one of their best properties was not Robotech, was the Exo Squad, and the show was pretty decent too.
Toylanta normally does have a lot of vintage stuff.
Yes.
So I think last year you came to Joe Fest, I think, not Toylanta.
Yeah.
So
Toylanta, Joelanta, Joe Fest.
Yeah.
Toylanta and Joelanta are very similar, except that Joelanta, they request that you be more Joe heavy. Joelanta is going to have more of your 60s and 70s Joes.
Yeah.
And Joe Fest is going to have more Ara. But Toylanta, they will feature, like, Four Horsemen are usually there.
Big Bad Toy Store.
Big Bad Toy Store is
Super
usually
7.
there, and showing upcoming things. And I know that Four Horsemen in particular will be selling Legions figures there. They usually have a pretty good line.
Yeah.
But the majority of the vendors, and this is by request of the people who run Toylanta, vintage. They want to see mostly vintage from their vendors. And you'll be hard pressed to find any Artist Alley there. It's not like a lot of shows where they have filler, and it's like, we have 800 tables and 750 of them are people selling hot sauce and shit. You're not going to find that there.
They have an Artist Alley, but it's in the hallway. So it's not on the showroom floor. It's in the hallway, and it's not it's like a little bit. Like, you barely recognize them. I mean, but then you have the guy that sells the G.I. Joe table book, which is very impressive. And I think I want a copy of that.
Yeah, that's a really it's a tome.
Yeah.
It's very well done. And I featured him when I've done the live walkthrough too. Because he was, trying to show his book, and I was like, hey, you're live. If you want to plug, go for it. And he was like, okay. And I'll do that if somebody wants to talk about their product, stuff like that. But mostly it's a lot of vintage. And it's if you've probably seen some of my live walkthroughs. Arco, I remember Arco toys. Other Worlds sounds familiar, but I do remember Arco toys. Pop Culture says he's finding a lot of modern action figures way too expensive. Rather spend the money on true vintage for the same money or a little more. Me too. And sometimes cheaper. Sometimes the vintage stuff costs less, which is shocking. But I'd always prefer the vintage. And part of it is because of my nostalgia, sure.
Robert says mostly he got 1/6 scale and NECA, but once in a while he'll falter and get Speed Racer, Robotech, and Voltron and Transformers.
Sure. What I'd like to find is some old. I was just talking about this today too. Astro Boy merchandise.
Oh yeah, you said that.
Yeah, Astro Boy, because in the early days in Japan, they made a lot of merchandising, a lot of stuff. And very little of it survived, and almost none of it moved to Japan. And so, I mean, they make stuff now that you can buy in the United States, but true vintage Astro Boy, very hard to find. And there's a lot of weird stuff. I mean, there's Boy cereal bowls and Astro Boy, clocks and music boxes and stuff. Just anything that could stick Astro Boy on. But some of it is
Some of it is very, very difficult to come by. It can be quite expensive.
What did you think about the 90s Super Mario movie? Didn't that have Lou Albano? Wasn't
No.
he?
Lou Albano played Mario in the Saturday Morning.
Oh, he did the voice.
No, there was a live action portion.
Oh, okay.
And he was Mario there.
Oh,
in
okay.
the film, it was played. Oh God, what was that actor's name? It was the same guy who played the loan shark in Unleashed with Jet Li. Remember the bald guy?
Yeah, I know that guy.
You know who it is. You remember the film Unleashed, and you remember the guy who had control of the collar in that film? You don't.
I remember Unleashed.
All right.
I don't remember.
I
the
can't
guy
think of the actor's name.
But him.
Yeah.
What did you think about Waterworld, the man?
I never saw Waterworld. I did see Mario, the Mario movie. It's goofy.
I saw Robin Hood Men in Tights.
God, what Mask? Mask was. I saw Mask in the theaters,
I never saw
and
that.
I thought it was okay. But then when I tried to rewatch it, I was kind of like annoyed with it. I didn't think it held up. You know what I mean? Oh, Robert wants to know if you're getting 30/30.
Yeah, I did get that.
Or not 30/30.
I did. And I'll let you know. I'll check. I don't have my phone with me. I would check my Discog.
No, I don't think we have the Gentry's.
I think so.
Look. You do?
Well, no. The name sounds familiar. Okay. I'm going to check and see if I got it. I probably don't, but I probably just seen the name a bunch of times and didn't know what it was, but I'm going to check.
Okay. Saturday Morning and Trevor Toon know who it was. It was Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
Or Hoskins. Hoskins. Bob Hoskins. I forgot.
Yeah,
yeah. Again, it is what it is. I can't remember bloody everything.
Yeah.
And I will have the crown at Toyland.
Oh boy.
Yeah. If I don't, everybody's gonna ask.
Nobody's gonna ask.
They do. I have people that come up to me, and it's crazy good. People come up and say, "Hey, you're from Open by Chance, and can I get a selfie?" And I'm like, "Okay," because I'm like, "Who wants my picture?" But then they ask, "Where's the crown?" It's like you got to put the crown on. It's become branding for the channel now. Mm-hmm. So whatever. It's all right. I don't mind. Mm-hmm. I joke about it that basically I'm cosplaying as myself. Yeah, Robert, Captain Lou Albano. Mario. That's right. When he was no longer a heel, because he started off as a heel, crowds hated him. They'd throw trash.
He was funny though as a heel.
Yeah.
Then he left WWF to do multiple sclerosis campaigning.
Yeah.
I guess that was big for him. Maybe he had a real close friend or family member that had it.
Yeah, who knows?
So he dedicated a lot of his time and petitioned for the wrestlers in WWF to donate to it. And I guess went around doing
whatever
fundraisers.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, he started as a major heel, and the audiences hated him, and the commentators used to tear him to pieces when he came out and insult him.
Yeah,
and then he had a heel turn and became a babyface, and then the rest is history, as they say. It's funny how some of that works.
Yeah,
how some of these people start. Sergeant Slaughter was a heel at first.
But you got to watch everything to know how they turned and when they turned. Because we never saw when Hulk Hogan turned.
Because he was a heel too.
Yeah, when he first started, he was a heel.
They hated him.
Sergeant Slaughter, we never saw when he turned. Brutus the Barber.
Because he was Brutus Beefcake.
Yeah.
And then when he became Brutus the Barber, it was a heel turn.
Yeah,
it was a heel turn. Yeah, Snake had a heel because he started off as a heel, and they do that. But sometimes it's hard to. Johnny says Hulk Hogan started as a heel in the 70s. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you got to know all the history. You got to know all of the storylines rather as you watch. And yeah, G.I. Joe says that Piper was one of his favorite heels. Piper was great as a heel.
Yeah.
Piper there was some when you were a kid and you're like, oh, you suck. But as an adult, now understanding what was going on. And you look at some of these guys, you can really appreciate what they were doing and keeping the crowd hate your guts. Like Honky Tonk Man. Honky Tonk Man cracks me up now. He's coming out there. I know y'all want to hear me to sing. Thank you very much, everybody. I love you too. And everybody's screaming and booing and throwing soda cans. And it's like, he's a great heel. Throwing Elizabeth on the ground and all the stuff that he did. Some of these guys were fantastic as heels. Bobby Heenan was a fantastic heel. Man, people hated him. And back when kayfabe meant something and people hated their guts, look it up. Somebody tried to shoot Bobby Heenan. Somebody ran out of the audience firing a gun into the ring, fired 5 shots before the police could grab him, tried to kill Bobby Heenan. That's how seriously it was taken. That's how much people believed in the wrestling. Before now, everybody knows it's bullshit, or the storyline, anyways. Not really what they do, because they're putting their bodies on the line constantly.
Saturday Morning says Lou was also in Cyndi Lauper's video.
Yeah.
Also, and did a Roddy Piper TV special with Pee Wee. Roddy and Pee Wee did Hamlet in the special. It went off.
I don't
the
know
rails.
if I remember that.
I gotta find that.
Yeah,
I gotta find that one.
That.
What do you think of the upcoming Motu film? Oh yeah. We did a video on that.
We did a video commentary on the trailer. I mean, the trailer doesn't look bad. At least they have a trailer, and it's not just a bunch of flashing images and you're supposed to guess. He says it looks way too Marvel-ish. I mean, they've got to use CGI to pull it off at this point.
Well, he was saying the quippy one-liner, humorous banter. And that's what, I know we talked about it before. For some reason, Marvel thinks everything has to be comedy. And it doesn't. Because all of the characters, just from reading about them in the comics, all of them aren't like funny. Some of them are dead serious and they're kind of dark a little bit, but Marvel likes to lighten them all up and make them funny and this and that, and that doesn't always.
And they don't do it right. You can do humor right in a serious film, and it can be appreciated by the audience. And I'll explain that in a second right here. I just want to say Johnny talking about Slaughter was a heel during the Iraq War. Slaughter had many death threats and had to have extra security. And Iron Sheik also had been attacked and even stabbed by people because he was the Iron Sheik. And the whole red number 1, Russia number 1, and all that people couldn't take it. But an example of humor done correctly in a film. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, the one with Sean Connery in it as his father. And there's the scene where he's in Germany and he's in Berlin, and he's stolen an officer's uniform, and he's got his father's book to Finding the Grail, right? His Grail book. And he's trying to get through the crowd, bumps into Hitler's entourage. And you can see he looks scared. Harrison Ford is like, oh, hell. Because he's looking at these guys and Hitler's right there, and he looks terrified, and Hitler's looking at him and reaches and takes the book from him, flips through it, and then puts his hand up for a pen and signs it and gives it back to him. Because he assumed Harrison Ford was scared because he was awestruck and had his autograph book ready, because that was a thing from the 20s all the way through the 1970s. People did walk around with autograph books in case they ran into a celebrity. So what did you do? Here, I'll sign that for you, officer. Go about your business. Nice to see you. And,
but that was a scene in the movie.
Yeah, but it was funny, but it was in context. And it made sense. Even period. For the period, it made perfect sense the way it was done. That's how you put comedy in a drama. You don't have to force it in everywhere.
But Marvel tried to make the whole movie a comedy.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's unnecessary. Now, Guardians of the Galaxy, that was fine. But it worked there. But everything they do, they got to make it funny and lighthearted and bright. And all movies don't have to be that way. All-Star Rock and Roll Wrestling Saturday Spectacular was special. Oh, was the special. Oh. Let me write that down. That's the Pee Wee Herman one.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just find that annoying. And that's why I don't care to
be
see
funny the whole time, because funny to some of these guys isn't funny to everybody else.
Yeah, I don't
You got to
find it
make it
funny.
work. Or also Indiana Jones again, the first one, where he, as a joke on the set, Harrison Ford pulled the pistol and shot the swordsman, and the swordman went with it and just fell, and everybody's jumping and cheering. That was improv, and they liked it so much they left it in. That was funny. That was fun because you got a gun. Why would I mess with this guy? I'll just shoot him. You know, it makes sense. It worked for the part. A couple of simple things like that. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, I hope that the Master of the Universe movie is good. I don't put a lot of hope in it, but I hope it's good. I would like to see it. I don't care to go to the theater to see it, but if it come out, well, I don't know who's doing it, DC or what. I mean, not DC, Disney. But I would like to get it on DVD, watch it, or if it come out on the streaming network that I have, I'll watch it. But nothing that made me say, man, I want to go to the movie theater. Some movie I want to see in the movie theater. That's the Batman.
The second Batman.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's as good as the first one.
But then I hope the Joker was going to be as good as the first one. And it was just okay.
It was awful.
It wasn't awful. I'm gonna say it the last time. This is the last time I'm gonna
say this. It was sadness.
If they took all the singing out and then you merged it together, take out all of the singing and merge it together, it would have been a good movie.
They still cucked the Joker though.
They what?
They made him a fool. They everything that he built himself up to, even though he was crazy, they destroyed in that film. They should have ended that film where he escaped from the courthouse, and the people outside the courthouse, the guy knew who he was and said, dude, get in this car with me, come on, and pulled him in, and he's laying in the back seat while the two guys are driving, and the other guy is like, is that him? That's where the film should have stopped. And they had to keep going, and they had to just completely finish destroying him. And the best scene in that film, the only good scene in that film, well, yeah, you already know, was when the dwarf was
that was a magnificent scene.
And they slowly made him walk all the way, because and people were like, why'd they have to show him watching the whole thing? Because it emphasized how helpless he really is. That was the point. And he said as much. That scene was the only good scene in the film. I'm afraid so. I'm afraid so. Just really want to hang on, because the first one was.
It was. And I think Joaquin Phoenix did a great job.
He did.
He could have left.
He was a good actor.
The girl out of there, Lady Gaga, she wasn't necessary.
She was not.
I don't think she was necessary at all. The scene with the dwarf, the midget, great. The scene where the news people came to talk to him was good. I thought the whole courtroom scene or courtroom part was good. But yeah, they could have stopped it after he escaped.
That's where I think they should have hung it up.
Yeah. I mean, they had, it was just like, but then because the ending I did find very confusing, because that guy that was just looming in the background, it's like, okay, was he actually the Joker? And Joaquin Phoenix thought
they were implying that person ended up being the Joker from the second Batman trilogy.
Oh, you mean when Batman went to the court, to the jail? That's who he was talking to?
No.
God,
what is his name?
No.
You know who? You saw the film with Christian Bale.
Oh, Heath Ledger?
With the cheeks ripped open, and he said, "Would you like to know how I got these scars?" That's that was
that's
they
Heath
were-
Ledger.
Yeah, they're implying that was the Heath Ledger Joker.
Where did you get that?
Because after he does that, he rips his face with the knife after he killed him at the end of that film.
Oh boy, see, this is why I'm not good at movie because I don't put two and two together.
And I'm like, and they could have even done all of that without all the singing and dancing and Lady Gaga making an ass out of everything else.
Yeah, I didn't make that connection at all. But now that you say it, I can see that. But then that means, well, we don't know when the Joker took place. So anyway.
Or if it even ties in, because it could be a totally different Batman, totally different Joker. You know how they have all these split universes and crap.
And I'm fine with that. Yeah, pop culture. I hope that it's not. A lot of people think that Supergirl is going to be a Guardians of the Galaxy. I hope Masters of the Universe is not.
Well, they were complaining that the overlay already looks like it in the background, and I'm like, yeah, that's because they're reusing the same backdrops. They've already got a map in their programs, and they just redraw over the existing map to save money. It's a penny pinching.
No, that doesn't make any sense because again, you got the computer doing all the work. One person can do that. It's your job. You're getting paid to sit in front of this computer and make backgrounds. You so sorry and lazy, you're going to make 3 backgrounds and just reuse it. That's your job. You getting paid $1 million a show to make scenes, background scenes. You give me that job, you're gonna have all kinds of background.
And then I can just redraw over the existing overlay and put all that in my pocket, because that's what's happening.
You putting it in your pocket anyway. It probably takes just as long to redraw over than it is to create a new one, especially
not really,
since you're not drawing.
That's why video games do it that way. They cheat too. People are like, these maps all look the same. You think?
But again, you're not physically doing anything. You're putting the command in the computer, and the computer is spitting it back out. That's what's going on. You're not sitting there with pencil and paper and drawing like they did with white and all of that.
That was way different.
Those people sat in a room for hours and weeks and months.
Snow White in particular, if I remember this correctly, they overlapped in some scenes to give it the proper depth, something like 26 cells to give it as much continuity as possible. And I'm like, wow, that's so much work. But it was a labor of love for a lot of those people. Nobody does that anymore.
I think of the modern Batmans, the one that's is the Pattinson. I didn't care for the other guy. What's his name? Christian Bale. It was all right, but I didn't really get what was going on in the film. Well, I did get the one where he was in the pit.
Bane?
Yeah, and then he had to get out. But that's the only thing I got. He was in the pit, and then he figured out the story when he was trying to get out. It was a little kid that got out, and somehow or another he got out the pit.
Okay.
Outside of that, I don't know what that movie was about. All 3 of them, and we saw all of them.
You did not see the first one in that series.
Oh well, I saw the one with Heath Ledger in it, and the one where he was in the pit. That's it.
There's another example of humor done right. Is Morgan Freeman in that film when the guy was trying to blackmail him when he figured out that Bruce Wayne was Batman, and he comes into hey Hercules.
Hey, how you doing?
He said he comes in and he was like, I figured out Bruce Wayne is Batman. I want this, I want that. And he was like, excuse me. He was like, you think that your boss, the richest, most powerful man in the world, runs around in the middle of the night dressed as a bat, beating people half to death, and you want to blackmail this person? That was hilarious, but it made sense and it fit. It fit.
Yeah, Under the Red Hood was. I got all of the close to all of the DC animated movies, and I think they did a better job with those than they did the live action ones. Under the Red Hood was pretty good. Anyone want to see Cats the movie? No, I want to see it because heard it was bad. Well, I'm sure you can find it on Amazon. Buy it, get the DVD added to your collection.
Cats every day. I don't need to see the film.
Okay, thank you,
Rich
Richard.
has to go. Yeah, I see cats every day. My little friends. No little friend. They're not pets. They're not pets. I don't own them. They're my friends. It's the truth. Denoting ownership, I think was it Hercules said, what do you think, Andy, killing joke? The second half of it, the part that actually was from the book. The first half of the animated
with Batgirl
had nothing to do with it, and it was just filler. When they got to the actual killing joke, it was actually pretty remarkably close to the book. So I liked that. I think they could have just left it right there or made them two separate stories on the same disc instead of trying to merge them together, because I don't think that worked.
Well, you could obviously tell, and if you watched it as a whole, you could obviously tell that it was two totally different stories. Like that first one did not go with the second half because it just shifted, and then you were like on to something totally different, and it was weird. But I like what the Joker told Batman, that he needed him because they just played off. He didn't want to know who he was. He just needed him as to just be there and to just hate him, I guess. You sure you don't want to see Sir Ian McKellen dress up as one of your cats?
No. Certainly not, Robert. Johnny says, new movie, David versus 20 Lions. Film the trail. Yeah. Is that what you're talking about? Mini lions. Lions and lionesses.
Pop culture was saying what the Masters of the Universe movie should be is a mix of Lord of the Rings, Willow, the original film, Clash of the Titan, Jason and the Argonauts, and Conan. Mix them together and drip in a little bit of Masters of the Universe mini comics. Perfect in my eyes.
You saw Clash of the Titans and Jason and the Argonauts.
Okay,
you did. Those are the Ray Harryhausen.
I know. I'm just like, which one is which?
Boy, Jason and the Argonauts is Clash of the Jason and the Argonauts is when they were on the ship.
Okay.
And Hercules was there. Hercules screwed up and almost got everybody killed.
Yeah.
Clash of the Titans is the one with Medusa. And Medusa, and he had to chop her head off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know who Conan was.
Yeah, I saw the Conan movie. I didn't see Lord of the Rings and Willow.
Ooh.
What?
You didn't see that? I haven't seen Willow since
I don't need to see it.
Theaters.
I don't know. I guess you're right when you mix all of those, but I'm just curious as to, I mean, you know what the plot is going to be. They're rescuing him by sending him to Earth. Now he's a pig.
Or protecting him,
Yeah, protecting him, sending him to Earth. Now they need him to come back, and he's going to come back and be He-Man. He doesn't have to have a secret identity. That's fine, but I just hope it don't be stupid. That's all. Now loaded up with all kind of political drama.
It's kind of funny because it's like people are going to complain about it, but then we have to compare it to is the Filmation cartoon, because that's really what most people know it from. And the Filmation cartoon was written for children. It's written for a young audience, and that's why translating it to cinema has always been a challenge. That's why when you watch the one with Dolph Lundgren, it's pretty goofy.
Yeah,
it's pretty goofy.
The other day.
They kind of, it wasn't. I mean, it's a fun, campy '80s film, but it's no blockbuster. But what people really want is something more akin to the comic book, which means they're going to take. They would take it and make it kind of like Conan. Right, make it all brutal and aggressive, but then everybody's going to bitch that it's not like the cartoon. Well, if it was like the cartoon, you'd complain about that too, because it'd be too childish. So it's one of those properties that I don't know if they can quite get it right.
Yeah, but I think what people don't want to see, you don't want the characters to be not like the comic, not like the cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You want the characters to stay the same. You want at least the characters to be true to itself.
Yeah.
I read the comics, and there's some stories in there that they just pull out and use. But of course, they want to use Skeletor. That's fine. But are they going to make Skeletor stupid? Because in the comics, I mean, not the comics, the cartoon, he was kind of doofy.
He was comedy relief. In
Yeah.
the cartoon, honestly.
So is he going to be that? Or are you going to make him darker? It doesn't really look like it's going to be a dark film.
And then I got to give it too. If you watched the Dolph Lundgren one, the actor portraying Skeletor really sold it, man. He meant that part.
Mm-hmm.
He did a great job, actually. This is the best part of the film, was watching him be Skeletor, because he was in the part. You could feel it. I know Marvel's already in trouble with the action figures. People are mad because I think it was the Triclops.
Mm-hmm.
The eyepiece doesn't turn. And it's like, that's always been a feature with Triclops, is a little eyepiece spins.
Oh yeah, you got to spin that.
Yeah, it doesn't turn. And then his baldric around the waist is glued on. And this was a review that I saw, and they were like, "What the hell is this?" And I was like, "They got real cheap with the movie figures, I guess." Well, we'll have to see what happens when they start really rolling out.
Well, you got to see what happens when they put the movie out there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I'm curious to see it, but it don't, it's like whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just curious to see it. Like I said, I'll wait till it come out on DVD, if it comes out on DVD, because most movies nowadays seem like they don't. If it do, or if it comes out on the streaming network we have, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
If not, oh well. I'm fine either way. 2000s, He-Man did a pretty good job of merging the filmation. Yes, they did.
200X series.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
Yeah, that one was good. That one was very good. I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like Mighty Max cartoon. It was.
I remember the
good.
Mighty Max cartoon, Robert. I remember that. The toy was innovative.
Saturday Morning says Polly Pocket is getting a live action. I never seen Polly Pocket to know.
How does that
can
work?
that be a live action? I don't know. I've seen the figures.
Yeah,
was it a cartoon?
It's a little.
I know, but was it a cartoon?
I don't remember.
Oh, I'm just wondering, just from visualizing the toy, how are you going to make that into a live action?
I don't know.
Some things just need to be left alone. It doesn't need to be a live action.
Things I think need to be left alone.
Yeah, all cartoons, all video games, all comic books do not need to be a live action film or TV show.
Yeah.
It can be left as is. Just walk away. Just leave it alone. It doesn't need to be rehashed and reimagined. Just, I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't have to be. Everything doesn't need, because you hear that this needs to be an action figure, this needs to be a cartoon. No, you know what? Probably not, because again, you're getting into the realm of something being more and more and more niche all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And the more you narrow that audience down, the less interest there is. So yeah, there's a limit. Everything doesn't need to come back. Everything doesn't need to be remade. Yeah,
Saturday Morning says Polly Pocket has had 3 cartoon shows. Pretty much girl with shrink powers. Oh,
okay.
Gosh.
Well, Mighty Max didn't shrink in the cartoon.
What Mighty Max got to do with Polly Pocket?
Because Mighty Max was the boys' version of Polly Pocket.
Oh, okay.
He didn't shrink.
Oh.
The play sets I thought were interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff's getting expensive now.
Oh, is
Are you
it?
trying to find any of that still sealed? Forget it.
Mm-mm.
Polly Pocket too, actually. And then that started a whole revolution, because Turtles made mini play sets. Everybody started making mini play sets. for a while there.
They need to reboot the Golden Girls. Reboot that and bring it back out. Make the Golden Girls movie.
That never needs to happen.
Golden Girls go to Vegas or London or something like that.
There's no Golden Girls left, and they belong in the 80s.
Every last one of them is dead.
Yeah, they're all gone.
Yeah, Betty White was the last one. She died right before she turned 100.
Yeah, there's no more Golden Girls. It's all over. They would try to reboot it, and they wouldn't recapture it. The show was that great anyway.
No, we tried to rewatch it.
It was hard to watch. It was so bad. It was pretty badly written, actually. I was surprised it was so popular at the time.
I don't know why it was popular. After
knows?
rewatching it, I actually don't. I mean, I remember watching it as a kid. But rewatching it as an adult, you're like, oh my God, that's stupid. Just the things that they talked about, their problems, their everything was just stupid.
The arguments, the attitudes from some of them, it's just like, I don't get it. Whatever. It's a shame. But you know, whatever. Again, it's part of 80s culture. Get it? It's kind of like Alf. Alf it started off all right, but it got tedious because there was never any character growth.
The Fright Zone, you probably will see several, because every time we go there, there's about 3 or 4 people that have one. We usually see more than one Fright Zone.
Yes,
I got my Fright Zone, I think, from a Toylanta.
And her monster puppet is in great shape.
Yeah. Hey, Patrick.
Patrick's here. It's really still soft and pliable, but that's going to be the trick, is finding it with the puppet in solid condition. But we do see them.
Yeah, you do see them pretty often.
Yeah.
You know what they need to make? Golden Girl, Ninja Turtle Golden Girls crossover.
Oh no. NECA does have both franchises.
That's what they need. They want to cross Ninja Turtles over with everything else.
Wow.
Let them cross it over with the Golden Girls.
Oh my God.
Or Ninja Turtle versus the Golden Girls, like it was Ninja Turtle versus Batman.
Or you know what? They're independent properties versus Ninja Turtles. Bob Ross Ninja Turtle, Richard Simmons Ninja Turtle, because they have made those. They have made Richard Simmons and Bob Ross and a couple other people, and they could do that with Ninja Turtles NECA. See what you did? That's your fault.
What about the action figure She-Ra like Golden Girls reboot? Oh, that She-Ra
Golden Girls?
Yeah.
From Remco. Was it Remco?
What's it that called? It's called Golden.
It is Golden Girls.
Yeah.
He's talking about the 80s ones, not the 70s ones.
Okay. The
70s ones were dolls. The 80s ones were action figures. And I want to say Remco. I might be wrong.
Oh, David says there's a weird but cool European company that makes Mighty Max style playsets called Body Wars.
Okay. I don't know if I've seen that.
No
Golden Girls Golden Girls didn't have figures until the modern era.
Yeah. Golden Girls, Spice Girls.
There were 5 of them.
5 Spice. Yeah, somebody will be left out. And they never had like friends that came over.
Not that I'm aware of. Although you could use what's her name's ex-husband, because he used to show up every once in a while.
Yeah, but that's a man. Weird Al. Did Weird Al have an action figure?
I don't remember. I'm not sure. It seems like he should have some kind of figure, because he is a pop culture icon, especially for the 1980s.
Yeah.
So it seems to me like he should, but I don't know that he does.
I haven't seen a video from him, but I don't really look him up. But every now and then I'll see something from him.
Yeah.
And he's still really good at that.
He's still around.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still around. But we are not. Actually, because we're almost 2 hours in, an hour, 54 minutes and change. So we're going to go ahead and start sign off. We've got some other things to do. Special thanks, of course, to Pastor Rick helping us out, making a donation to the channel for our cat shelter. Always appreciate it. Anything anyone can do to help help us help them.
Oh, okay. NECA made a Weird Al.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right. And Johnny wants to know, did Max Headroom have it? I know there was Max Headroom merchandising. I don't know if there was a specific action figure. I don't think so. I don't think there was a specific figure. But there's plenty of merchandising, including I can't remember what they're called. It's like little rubber face puppets.
Mm-hmm.
There was a Max Headroom of that from that series in the 80s. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining us this evening. Hope you had a good time. Watch out tomorrow. I'll be loading another cartoon special block. It's going to be another Halloween one, new Halloween specials, and with new Halloween commercials from the 80s, from the 1980s. I wanted to do another Easter. I'm having a hard time finding stuff, but I'll try if I can. But I'm doing another cartoon block tomorrow, so watch out for that. Thanks, everybody. Have a good evening, and we'll try to do this again sometime soon.